Hello, welcome back to Keizer Virtual Solutions. In today's video, I'm going to do a walkthrough of how you can create a quiz using Interact. Interact is a versatile quiz building platform designed to help businesses engage their audiences, generate leads, and provide personalized experiences. Its core features include customizable templates, AI-assisted quiz creation, seamless integration with various email marketing services and CRMs, and detailed analytics to track your performance. Coaches, consultants, and online business owners are leveraging Interact to enhance their digital marketing efforts by creating engaging quizzes that attract potential clients, segment their audiences for targeted communications, and recommend services or products tailored to an individual's specific needs. So I'm going to create a quiz for Keizer Virtual Solutions. We've never actually done this, so you'll be learning alongside me as I make this quiz. I'll record exactly the steps that I'm taking, and we're going to create a quiz together. And this quiz is going to be all about, do you need an online business manager, an OBM, or a virtual assistant, a VA? This is a question that I, as a certified online business manager, have gotten so many times and continue to get. And it's just really clear that anything we can do to provide clarity on this subject to our customers would be something of huge value. And here at KVS, since we have both myself, a certified OBM, but also a team of really incredible VAs, helping our customers figure out what level of support, what kind of support they need, can also help us pinpoint how to help them. So let's get to it. All right, so I've logged into Interact. It asked me first and foremost what I wanted to do with my quizzes. So I answered that I want to use my quizzes for lead generation and also to gather audience insights. So that's what I've answered there. And the next question that's given me is, how would you like to create your quiz? So I'm going to select start from scratch. Actually, let's look at this together. So start with a blank quiz and let your imagination run wild. Generate with AI. Clone a template. Choose from our library quiz templates and begin customizing. I usually actually like reviewing what templates a platform already has, so I'm going to select this option. And this is, wow, pretty extensive here. We've got pages and pages full of templates. Okay, let's go ahead and select this one. Which type of CRM does your business need? And we're going to use this template together. And off the bat, I know that I'm going to want to do quite a bit of design things. So I'm going to go and find my brand guidelines document where I have all my color hex codes and my fonts, and I will be right back. Okay, so here we are. I've got my brand guidelines document open. I'm going to go in here and just go ahead and make some changes of some things that I'm already seeing I want to get on brand. So up top, I'm seeing a quiz colors section. I'm going to go ahead and change that to my brand color, which is this lilac color here. I'm going to see if they have my font. Okay, it doesn't look like they do. So I'm going to go ahead and go with something a little simpler for now. And I want this color to be black. Okay, and our quiz outline has been prepared by my incredible VA, Danny. Thank you, Danny. So this is the quiz title. Do you need an OBM or VA? Find the right support for your business. So let's go ahead and plug that right in. Perhaps we can put that in bold. I certainly want to change this template picture. I'm going to go ahead and upload one of my brand photos. Let's see where those live. There we go. Okay, we're going to go with this one. All right. Okay, hold on. So I see here that there's room for a little description underneath. So I'm going to go back to my quiz draft. All right, and Danny has prepared 2 introduction options. Obviously, we didn't know what this platform even looked like once we would be inside of it. So off of the layout that I'm seeing in this particular template that I've chosen, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of space for a whole lot of text. Perhaps if I'd chosen a different template, there would have been. So off the bat, I'm seeing that I'm probably going to want something short and sweet for this first page. So definitely something we can pull from in here. I'm going to go ahead with this paragraph right here. Actually, I like this opening statement more. Okay, and definitely wants to change the color of this button. So I'm going to go back to my brand guidelines. I'm going to take my purple color here. Wow, I must say off the bat, I'm excited to see how user-friendly this is. This certainly is pretty straightforward and off to a really good start. All right, so now that I have finished playing with the initial outline for the cover page, I've figured out that there's a little eye icon here. Usually that is to preview your screen. So let's see. Yes. Okay. I'm pretty satisfied already with how this opening page looks. So I want to now go ahead and go to the next stage, which is this questions section. So, okay, off the bat, it looks like there's a subheading with 3, 3, 4. Okay, so basically the quiz section here in this template seems to consist of about 6 or 7 pages with subheadings and groups of questions underneath. I don't know if we're going to need this many pages for our specific quiz, but let's go ahead and find out. So questions are down here. And we've kept this really simple. 2 options per question. That's it. Off the bat, from a design standpoint, oops, I don't love the color of these boxes, so I'm going to go and see if there is a way to. Okay, and this also needs to be in black. Yep, that's good. Okay, options. So we're going to want to stick with our purple here. I imagine there's probably a place where I could change the overall design of the page, like set fixed colors for the entire page. But for now, I'll just do it piece by piece. Okay, this is coming along quite nicely. Selection, we'll do, I actually like the color that it has right now, so that's fine. And we're ready to go to the next one. So our next question is, how involved do you want to be in day-to-day tasks? We've also got 2 answers here. And instantly I'm seeing that the color changes I made on the first questions page have automatically been applied to the second questions page. And I'm very pleased to see that because that saves me from having to manually make those changes. We'll move on to the third question here. Also got 2 answers there. Yes. Okay, I'll do one more with you, and then I will wrap up this quiz question section on my own and come back to you with the next steps from there. As you can see, we're only a couple minutes in and we've already finished a huge chunk of this quiz, which is great. Okay, so there's something I just want to quickly show you. I'm still in the quiz section. And I didn't love that there was a question on every single page with this template. So I figured out a way to hide those pictures. And I left one so I could show you how. I basically went to the relevant page and clicked on hide question image. Super simple. I also actually needed to add more questions. So I have one left to add, and here's how you do that. You just click on add new question. Again, super easy. This is the 10th and final question in our quiz. So you go ahead and copy paste these last 2 answers. Okay, so that concludes the adding of questions part of this process. I want to explore a little bit more on what actually can be set up on these question pages. So I can show or hide the question image. I can use image answers. Okay, that's great. So if I wanted to add a visual for each answer, I could. I can enable people to select multiple answers, which in my case, I don't want to do because I really want them to be kind of forced to understand if they need a VA or an OBM, either or. But that option certainly is there if you want a quiz that would give people both options. and I can do something called edit result correlations. Great. So this is where if people are selecting a certain answer, I can drive them to be linked to a specific result. So for instance, on this specific question, what's your ideal level of collaboration? If someone selects light collaboration, I need someone to take care of the details while I focus on big picture goals. Then we can correlate that answer to the result that they need a virtual assistant. Whereas if they select the high collaboration, I need a strategic partner to help me run the business, then we can correlate that to the response or result that they need an OBM. So we'll definitely be spending some time setting up those result correlations, I'm guessing, as part of this process. Okay, so I have added all of our questions to the questions section. Now I would like to move on to the sections that come after that. Let's see. What would that do? Oh, cute, they included a little video there. Okay, so I guess this is only necessary if you want one type of response to prompt a sub question underneath that, or like a branch out into a different flow. Our quiz is really not that complex, so we will not be needing branching logic, but certainly if you want people to be driven towards different sub-questions based on their responses, I imagine that that is a feature you would absolutely want to use. So let's go to the results section. So in this template that we're using, I'm seeing that they have included 4 different result options. So this is where we determine the actual results that they will be presented with based on their responses. Now, in our case, since our quiz is all about do you need an OBM or a VA, we won't be needing 4 different results. We will just be needing 2. So I'm going to go ahead and remove 2 of these results. I'm going to hide the result images. Actually, I think in this case I'll keep them since there's just 2. I didn't want them on the question since there were 10 questions, but in this case I think I'll actually keep them. So let's go to our results, and we'll just enter these here. You need a virtual assistant. Your focus is on freeing up time by delegating repetitive and administrative tasks. A VA can help with inbox management, scheduling, social media posting, and other day-to-day operations. So we'll input that there. Okay, so it sounds like we'll need to do a bit of work on fleshing out our results pages. As I said, we have virtual assistants available for hire for our coaching and consulting clients. So this page is where we will explain what kinds of virtual assistants we have available at Keizer Virtual Solutions, how we select our virtual assistants, what the advantage of going with a Keizer Virtual Solutions assistant is, and where they can start the process of getting informed on the steps for hiring their VA through our agency. So for now, I'm going to leave the text that's here, but I really like that it gives a really good example of what a call to action page would look like, would include. So we could do a spin-off on this and say 3 types of VAs available at KVS or something. And then here we could talk about, hi, I'm Victoria Keizer, founder of Keizer Virtual Solutions. At KVS, we hire the best of the best VAs, interested in finding the right fit for you, book a call, right? And we can include the link to my scheduler here. So that's most likely what we would do at this page. And then this page here will be the You Need an Online Business Manager page. I can copy paste the text we have so far. And then similarly, this is where we'll outline what OBM support from me, Victoria, as a certified OBM would look like, what the next steps for that process are. And yeah, I think also just really invite people to connect with me, follow KVS, and get into our world past this quiz. There are some other quick things I would like to highlight in the results section before we move on to the final sections of this process. I see here that in the event that I would want to show people multiple results, that is a feature that I have the option of turning on. So, you may have a quiz that you want to create, and you may not want to have people push towards one result and one result only in the same way that I am. So in your case, you could turn on the Show Multiple Results feature, and that should address that problem. I also see here that I can redirect people from their results to a specific website or landing page. So for instance, I have a scheduler that I use, which is my Impactful Operations Consultation Call scheduler. And that leads to my scheduling page where coaches and consultants can book me for a 1-hour long, completely free consultation where I assess their current system setup, their overall business, provide recommendations for further streamlining their operations, discuss our offers at Keizer Virtual Solutions with them, and provide them with a clear solution on which of our packages is best suited for them at this point in time, and present the next steps for them to purchase this package so that we can start the work. So what I can do is I can make it so that if their result is that they need an online business manager, and I happen to have a one-on-one retainer slot open, I can opt to send them directly to my Impactful Operations Consultation scheduling link, or I could opt to send them directly to our Keizer Virtual Solutions website for both results. This is incredible because let's say that you are launching a new workshop series on improving your public speaking skills, and you have created a sales page or landing page describing this workshop series. You could make it so that if their result is that they need assistance with their public speaking skills, and that's been established from this quiz, they could be directed directly to the link of your workshop series page. So this is a clear case in point of how you can use Interact to not only inform and educate others on the services you provide and where you can be most helpful to them, but also drive them further along your sales funnel into your actual offers, and use this quiz feature to continue to drive your marketing forward and kind of help people find which of the solutions you're offering are optimal for them and their pain points and where they are in their journey. So overall, I'm super impressed with this tool already. I think what is absolutely key to all of this is this next section here that's all focused on lead generation. So that's toggled off, you can toggle it on, and this is where you can set up the opt-in form so that you collect people's information and email addresses as part of them filling out this quiz. And this is really important because your quiz is a resource, right? It's helping people answer important questions and come to the solution that they need to come to. So you want to, as part of all of this effort, also make sure that you are growing your mailing list and including these valuable contacts in your email marketing efforts. I'm going to do a quick clip on what that looks like as a next step. Okay, so as a system strategist, my first question is immediately, how am I going to use this tool in combination with all my other tools and software that I already have here at KVS? And we really have made a very conscious effort to have as lean and powerful a tech stack as possible. I despise having several tools that overlap, paying for lots of different tools when I don't need to, running into integration issues, and so on and so forth. So I try to keep things as lean, simple, and powerful as possible. So immediately, when I see this lead generation section, of course I turned it on because to me, nothing is really worth pursuing if it's not going to also drive lead generation as a business owner, right? But I'm immediately thinking, how am I going to connect this to the other tools that I use for lead generation? For instance, our email marketing is with Go High Level. That's our email marketing tool, and just the overall tool that we use for our sales funnels and all of that. So I'm wondering how this is going to connect, but I'm going to go through the steps here and see where I land. So I always want to collect people's email addresses and their first name. I don't really care for any of the other information. I don't want to allow them to skip the opt-in form. Okay. Well, let's ignore this for now, just for simplicity purposes. Okay, so enter your email to see results. This is where I could enter just to receive your results by providing your information. You agree to receive promotional and educational emails from Keizer Virtual Solutions. Obviously, we're going to improve all of this text. Please don't worry about that. This is just the first start for now. Again, I just want to see where this process would take me. So I'm going to go ahead and change this color again here, if I can. I don't seem to be able to do that. Okay, so that's the only real limitation I have seen with all of this so far. Maybe I just don't know how to do this on this particular page. Okay, if all else fails, we can always just go black. Okay, so see my results. I don't want them to be able to skip. I also don't see a way to change the background, so that's unfortunate. Let's go next. Ah, okay, here we go. Select your email marketing program. So let's see if we can locate Go High Level together on this list. We may not. Okay, so it's not available in the direct integrations list, but certainly we will be able to look into what we could do with Zapier in this case. I am a little surprised by that because Go High Level is a huge tool and it's being used pretty significantly these days. But perhaps that's something that could be in the works. I don't know. In my case, I would select Zapier and I would build this out through there. Most likely is what I would do. So from here, you can go to social share settings. You can, okay, I believe this is where you set up how you want things to look when you share the link to your quiz. And then there's a conversion tracking section, okay, where you can connect all of this to your Google Analytics or Facebook Pixel for tracking purposes. I really like that you can do that. So yeah, if I would want to preview this whole quiz, I could go right here, pull that link up there, and I'll give you a quick preview. Okay, so thank you so much for coming along as I created my first ever quiz using Interact. Overall, I am super impressed with this tool. I think it's extremely straightforward. The built-in templates are incredible, and there are so many. I'm sure there's lots of other features probably in the other templates that I haven't even begun to scratch the surface of. Um, I found the steps that it guided you to take very intuitive, from creating the cover page to creating the questions themselves to setting up the results and everything that flowed from there. And I think this is very user friendly and designed in a way to work pretty cohesively with digital marketing efforts for online business owners or business owners in general overall. So thumbs up for Interact. I'm excited to continue using this tool, get this quiz out into the world, and continue doing the work of informing people on what online business managers are here to do, what virtual assistants are here to do, with the understanding that both are essential to business success. They're just different. They're different roles. And I'm very excited to be able to play a role in teaching people about that. And there's a lot that still needs to be done there. um, so yeah, I look forward to using this tool further, and I will certainly do more content on it in the future, especially some content on how I get it to work with my other tools and systems. So if you're interested in learning more about that, stay tuned.